Hi, I'm Diane Dayton, backstage at Berks, catching up with artists scheduled at the 34th annual Berks Jazz Fest. Find out about their shows and what's going on in their lives. And if you like this cast, please share it. Thanks for joining me. I'm with Rick Braun, and boy, you are all over the place these days, and it's great to catch up with you now and before you come to Berks. How are you doing, Rick?
I'm good. I was sharing with you. It was an eventful night last night. We accidentally tripped our alarm. I picked my son up from his West Coast Conference basketball at 2:45. So I am operating on 3 hours of sleep. But it's good to be with you, Diane. It's absolutely good to be with you.
It's never a dull moment, which I love about you too. So you're going to be coming to Berks and doing some fun things that we absolutely enjoy. You're one of the co-hosts of the Chuck Loeb Memorial All-Star Jam, which that comes up that first Thursday. That's always such a special event, isn't it, Rick?
It is, and I'm always grateful as can be when we get through it without any major major issues. It's really pretty much organized mayhem with a lot of really talented people, and the audience just loves. I think part of it is the drama of what's going to happen next because we don't know. we It's a true jam session. We don't really rehearse,
Right.
and it's very spontaneous. And there's very few things like that that get done anymore at festivals. And I'm really fortunate to have Gerald Beasley as my co-host. I mean, Gerald really does a whole bunch of the heavy lifting, and
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that. You know.
Yeah, it really is a lot of fun. And the thing with this is you get together with whoever is going to be a part of it the day of, earlier in the day, right?
We have usually there's a breakfast meeting with Gerald, and we try to organize some songs. And if inevitably someone like Bobby Lyle will just join us for breakfast, and all of a sudden all plans of organization go out the window for the better, for the better, because things seem to happen so spontaneously, starting with that breakfast meeting, and then we all get together for a lunch and kind of divvy up who has a burning desire to play this or that. And if somebody really wants to do something, we accommodate them. And otherwise, we just kind of all fit in with whatever songs that Gerald and I have talked about at breakfast. And it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun with it.
And
Yeah,
then you get there that night and it has a whole nother life too, right?
absolutely. Absolutely. It's like our plans go out the window and the plan takes over,
Yes, it
the
does. It
plan.
does. Well, you are doing another thing there. R&R is coming back. You're doing your show with Richard Elliott, and that's the following day on Friday, April the 11th.
Yes, yes, and playing music with Richard Elliott is like it's like a family affair. I mean, Richard and I have been making music together, completing each other's musical sentences for many, many years, and our families are very good friends. And my wife was maid of honor at their wedding, and Richard and I are, we're just getting ready to go up to Seattle and play up there, and that's going to be great fun. But coming to the Berks is always just probably my favorite time of the year because it's really coming home for me, having grown up in Allentown, and I do have my Philadelphia Eagles. Let me just get close. Philadelphia
See
Eagles.
that? I see
It's
that.
very, very understated, but this was the best Super Bowl ever,
It was,
ever.
wasn't it? Yeah, it absolutely was. So it is coming home for you, and that's what's a lot of fun. But you and Richard aren't going to be throwing things at each other on stage this time, are you?
I can't say no. I can't say no. It's been a part of the show, and it's so fun to watch people's faces because
Mhm.
you know nobody knows if it's for real or not. And then of course we make up and
Yeah, and you have fun. Well, that's the whole thing. You have fun on stage, and we, watching this, have fun with you because of what you do, and your antics, and just the way you sound and what you bring together.
thank you. It's a joy. It's absolutely joy.
Well, you're working on new music too. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I just started, and it's just taking shape, so I can't say a whole lot because like the jam session, everything I'm working on now might not be on the record. So it's It's a
Okay.
start. It's basically like having breakfast with Gerald Veasley right now. So
Yeah.
I'm writing songs. I'm doing whatever comes to mind, and then I'm going to kind of narrow it down to what makes the cut.
Mhm.
And hopefully I can get that finished sometime by the summertime,
Okay.
and which means it could conceivably be out before the end of the year. I would
Okay.
like that. It's been a while since my self-titled CD
Right.
has. So
Right. That was in 22, wasn't it? Yeah, I think so.
yeah, and I did a Christmas project, which I always put so much time and energy into the Christmas projects because I love Christmas music, and I
Mm.
I did that this year, and it's called It's Christmas, and it's a wonderful record. So it's not like I've done nothing. I did that and put a lot of time into it, and the arrangements are. I'm just really, I dare I say, proud of
Mm.
what happened on that record, and
Yeah.
everybody playing on it turned
Yeah.
out great.
Yeah, it's
But
good.
it's time. It's time for a new Rick Braun record. It is.
Yeah,
It's time.
agreed. Definitely. There's so many good ones out there, but it's time for some more new music. But you are also doing a wonderful thing at New Year's. So tell us about that. And you're going to be giving away, I think, some tickets, right, at Berks?
Well, it's a package. We actually are giving away a package, and it includes hotel room and the full shows. I mean, there's 2 nights of shows, and of course, and dinner and celebrating New Year's Eve, ringing in the new year together. And I've been doing this for the last 15 plus years, and it's in Orlando, Florida, at the Rosen Shingle Creek Hotel,
Okay.
and it's a beautiful resort. And I know I've had several of my Philadelphia, Reading, Allentown fans come already, so we'd love to have all of you come. It always sells out because we always have such great artists as guest artists, and this year we have as my special guests, and I hope I get all of them because I am almost 70, but Kirk Whalum, my brother Kirk Whalum will be there. The beautiful and talented Candy Dulfer will be there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the inimitable Peter White will be there.
Okay.
Um, the Vincent Ingala will also be there.
Uh-huh.
Nicole Henry, who is a very, very talented and beautiful singer, will be there, and Jazz Funk Soul with yes, Paul Jackson Jr., Jeff Lorber, and let's see, Everett Harp is a part of
Wow.
that wonderful band.
Okay.
So that's you don't want to miss that. So you would come to my website, rickbraun.com,
Mm-hmm.
and you would find out how to get if you don't win the
Right.
auction
Right.
item, which of course we're going to bring that, and there'll be information in the lobby of the Berks about the
Okay.
auction
Yeah.
of that item, of the package. But and the beneficiary of the Berks auction is education in Berks, so it's a very worthwhile cause. So
Yeah.
and
That'll
you'll
be
have a great time.
so glad you're doing. Rick, you have been playing and making music for decades. I mean, do we have a number for that?
Decades,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay, we'll keep it at decades then.
decades, yeah.
And you've done some interesting projects. And one of the ways I found out about you, and I think I told you this one time when you were at Berks, was that wonderful theme song behind Midnight Caller,
Oh wow,
TV show that was on.
yeah.
That,
Well, that was the very first song that ever got airplay. Uh, First song that I recorded that got airplay, and it really started my career. It was on my first project called Intimate Secrets on Mesa Blue Moon Records, and yeah, I played on that theme song, and I played on most of the episodes, and I played on a few TV shows, but this was probably the one that really my sound was the signature sound of the show, and it was so fun because I recorded the theme. So I hadn't known Brad Fidel wrote the music, and I'd go over to his house and we did the theme. And then when I made my first record, I said, Brad, be okay if we put this on the record? He said, of course. So we made a special version. We recorded a special version of the theme song, and Doug Norwine is playing saxophone on it, and it got airplay, and that started my career.
yeah.
Started my career.
Well, I watched that show late at night simply because I was pulled in by that theme song and that fabulous muted trumpet. It was just, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And that was before we had ways to look up who that was. I used to record it on a VCR, and then I would
Yeah.
roll it back later and try to read what it said for credits. And that's how I found out it was you.
I don't. So I did get a screen credit. That's pretty cool. I forgot that I did.
Yeah, you did.
And Brad did the music for the first two, I think, Terminator movies, and then he did the music for True Lies. And he asked me. I actually played on that movie as well, True Lies. There's a scene really touching scene where Arnold Schwarzenegger in True Lies is smashing someone's head into a urinal that ultimately breaks, and I'm playing muted trumpet behind that. So.
You know, there are
One of my
stories
a stellar moment in my show business career,
You gotta love all this stuff and more to come, when you write the book, right?
But maybe not.
Maybe not. But we're going to get to have some time with you when you come to Berks Jazz Fest, and that's always a good time. So once
Yeah.
again, you're going to be there for the Chuck Loeb Memorial All-Star Jam that Thursday, and then you and Richard Elliott doing R&R. And Berks, yeah, is a homecoming for everybody that's there, right?
Always, always. And, it's always a good feeling. And in some regards, because I've had the chance to play with such great artists there that I never would have gotten a chance to play with people like Pat Martino and Randy Brecker. And the list goes on and on.
Mm.
But it's kind of like band camp for adults, for us musicians, because we, just like the Jam, we do things with people that we normally wouldn't do. And you can take that as however you'd like.
And you know what? A lot of people that attend this will block off vacation time to do this and spend the time. And what I love is the fact that everybody's walking around the different hotels and the different venues and are communicating with each other and hanging out at different times too.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm so proud of it because, when I was a kid, I used to go to the outlets with my mom for the the back to school shopping of underwear and T-shirts and whatever. And so that was an annual event for me to go to Reading. And of course, so it really, I know it just has such a homecoming familiarity to me that I love the feeling of being there. Yeah.
Well, we love you being here, and we're so glad you're coming back. And it was just so much fun to catch up with you, to talk about what you're doing, what you're going to be doing, and to reminisce about what you have done. So,
well, yeah. There's one more thing that I think people might want to know about, and I don't think it's sold out yet. Last year we started something fun. John Ernesto said, "Hey, would you want to do a cheesesteak get together at G&A, I think it's G&A Cheesesteaks in West Reading."
Okay.
And I said, why not? So that's another fundraiser that we're doing. And we just get together and I tell stories, play a little music, and it's a cheesesteak lunch. If you can handle that, we'd love to have you.
Well, that sounds good. And I love it because you get together with John Ernesto and you just start these ideas and they come to fruition. And that's how a lot of things have grown with shows there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We used to, when I had, when I used to come home to Allentown and spend some extended stays with my brother there, I'd always let John know I'm there. And we used to get together. One time we got together at a bowling alley in Allentown. We got together at, I forget which restaurant, but he would drive or we'd meet halfway and brainstorm what some of the events, that we'd want to do, for that upcoming Berks Festival. And John, I'm so grateful that he's involved again. He keeps trying to leave the festival and darn it, he just can't seem to get it done. And I'm so grateful for that. And I know all of us are. All of us are.
We are, because he truly is the heart of the festival. He truly is. And it's great to be there. Well, it's been great to spend some time with you. And I know we could probably keep talking and reminiscing and bringing up a bunch of other stories, but we'll try to do that at another time.
I'm sure we'll get together when I'm there. I'm sure we'll do that.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Rick.
10 exciting days of concerts, jams, and more. Tickets are on sale now. For the latest artist, venue, and scheduling info, and for tickets, visit BerksJazzFest.com.